As the sun rose over Thebes, it is revealed the world shaped by gods and kings, and at the center of this ancient radiance stood one man, Ramses III, destined to become the last great pharaoh of Egypt's golden age. Within the sacred halls of the palace, he approached the throne of his ancestors, each step carrying the weight of millennia, as Egypt looked to him for strength and survival. Under his rule, the empire flourished once more. The Nile teemed with life, and the people rejoiced in the prosperity of a king who carried the legacy of warriors before him. But beyond the horizon, a storm gathered. Scouts rushed into Thebes with dire news.
Master, drive them hard! Out of the way! Make path!
Majesty, the riders near the gate.
Ramses answered the threat with resolve, forging weapons, rallying armies, and preparing his people for a battle that would decide the fate of the Nile itself. Leading from the front, he stood at the prow of his warship, cloak snapping in the wind, embodying the courage of a king who refused to surrender Egypt's destiny. On the waters of the Nile, war erupted. When the smoke cleared, Ramses stood triumphant. The invaders were defeated and Egypt endured. Yet even as the battlefield fell silent, a darker threat stirred within the palace walls. Queen Tai, determined to place her son on the throne, gathered allies in secret, priests, officials, and guards, binding them together with whispers of power and betrayal, and a conspiracy unlike any before crept toward the heart of the kingdom. Not long after, Ramses III lay deceased within his ceremonial chamber, surrounded by priests chanting ancient rites as incense curled through the air. Egypt soon uncovered the truth. The conspirators were seized and brought before the royal court. Their crimes allowed read beneath the towering walls that stood echoed with judgment. The guilty faced the sacred law of Ma'at, where truth was weighed against chaos and no betrayal escaped eternal consequence. Egypt mourned its warrior king. His sarcophagus was carried through the sacred halls filled with flame and song, honoring a ruler who defended his people to his final days. Through holy rites, priests prepared him for eternity, wrapping his body in linen, crowning him in gold. Though centuries have passed, his legacy endures. Beneath Egypt's endless stars, Ramses III remains eternal, warrior, protector, and the last great pharaoh